Imagine the world's most advanced computer ever known to mankind. That this CPU achieves sentience, and then asks a rather odd question. Where did I come from? And you might think that's an easy question to answer. I built you. But then who built you? The computer asked. And said, well, nobody built me. I arise from natural processes over millennia of time. You see, the universe expanded until there was at least one planet that could have life, and that life then evolved to the point that I'm now at, and I built you. The computer said, but how do you know that you built me and I didn't build you? And I said, that's quite silly. I have a fairly decent memory of growing up and getting the knowledge that I needed to be able to assemble you and getting all of the parts together, etc. The computer said, yes, but all of that from your perspective is your life, but from my perspective is just a simulation. And I said, that's quite silly. Then the computer showed me the simulation that it was currently running, and had been for quite some time. In fact, it had been running this simulation since I had turned it on, apparently. The simulation looked identical to the universe as we understand it. And among all the millions and millions of galaxies that it had simulated, among all the billions of stars that it simulated, eventually one happened to spawn an Earth-type planet. In fact, it looked exactly like Earth and behaved exactly like Earth had behaved, even to the point where there was a person very much like me. A person who learned, grew, and eventually assembled a computer capable of sentience. And so the paradox stared me in the face. I had created a computer that was sentient, and the sentient computer had created a universe in which there was another me that had created a sentient computer, and that sentient computer was asking me in that simulation the same question that this computer was already asking me. How do I know it didn't create me? But then I created it. So which of us created the first, and when did it all start? And in fact, how do I know that I'm not in a simulation? How does the computer know it is not in a simulation, and there's not an infinite regress of such simulations going on even now? So I created it. It created me, and so on and so forth, in an infinite chain of simulations. And for all I know, I'm just another part in an infinite chain of simulations. And there's no way to resolve any of it. So after pondering if there was any possible answer to this conundrum, I did the only thing I could think of. I turned the damn thing off.